Okay, let's get it. Hey guys, welcome to our 14 Teach. This is Team D&M, Module 4, Chapter 7, Decimals, Real Numbers, and Proportional Reasoning. I am Miranda Curtis.
And I am Laquela Dominique Roberts.
Okay. Isn't that a pretty background? Okay, Miss Dominique, demonstrate how to convert these decimals as fractions in the lowest term and demonstrate how to find the prime factorization of the denominator in each case.
All right, so A, we have 0.225. And we have our tenths place, which is 2 over 10, which is in red. Our hundredths place is 2 over 100, which is in yellow. And our thousandths place is 5 over 1,000. So then you equal out, you do 2 over 10 plus 2 over 100 plus 5 over 1,000. And then over here, we got 2 over 10 times 100 equals 200 over 1,000. 2 divided by 100 times 10 equals 20 over 1,000. 5 over divided by 1,000 equals 500 over 1,000. 200 divided by 1,000 plus 20 plus 500, and it gives us 225 over 1,000. That equals 9 over 40. So then your B, you got your 940, and it's got 225 and the 1,000. So you see the 9 and 25, 33 and 55. And then 1,000 is 40 and 25. And then you got 4 and 10, 5 and 5, 2 and 2, 2 and 5. See?
Miss Dominique,
So,
I love how you broke that down.
yeah. And so you got 2 to the third times 3 to the second times 5 to the third. Miranda, demonstrate how to convert these decimals as fractions in lowest terms and demonstrate how to find the prime factorization of the denominator in each of the cases.
Okay, so our equation is 0.036. We're going to look at its placements. In yellow, we have a 3, and it's in its hundredths because we're after the 0. If we were before the 0, it would be ones, tens, and so forth. So we're going behind the 0. So the 3 is the hundredths place. We're going to put 3 over 100 to make it into a fraction. And then we're going to go to the 6 to the thousands place, and we're going to put 6 over 1,000. Now we are going to find the lowest denominator of both of them, which would be 1,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to times, where are we at? Yeah, we're going to times 100 times 10, which will give that 1,000. And then we're going to times 3 times 10 gives us 30. So then we're going to have 30 over 1,000 plus 6 over 1,000 gives us 36 over 1,000. Now we're going to break that down so we can get our factorization. So we're going to have 36. We're going to do 2 times 18. Remember, 2's got to stay. So we're going to bring down the 18. It's going to be 9 times 2. We got to break down the 9. 9 is 3 times 3. Now we're going to go to its denominator over here on 1,000. So you got 2 times 500. You're going to break down 500 into 2 times 250. And then you're going to bring that down. You're going to 5 times 50. Then you're going to break 50 down to 5 times 10. You'll break 10 down to 2 times 5. Now that's going to give you 2 to the third times 3 to the second times 5 to the third. Which really cool though, their lowest common denominator is 25. So it's going to give you 9 over 250. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
So Miss Dominique, we're going to go to our next question. And it says, suppose the variables x and y are related by each of the formulas shown below. So our first one is y equals x over 2.
As you see, we have our X over 2, and we have our X equals the number of gallons purchased, and our Y equals amount discounted. So on our chart that you see here is number from 0 to 8 for our X, and then over in our Y, we have our half, our whole and our half numbers. So what you see over here, you will take 0, 0, there's nothing, then 1, and you got 0.50, 2 and 1, 3 and a half, 1 and a half, 4 and 2, and it just goes up and up and up. So the more gallons you purchase, the more discount you will get. And here's our milk. Miranda, suppose that the variables X and Y are related by each of the formulas shown below. Create a graph for each formula and make up a reason for the shape of the graph.
Okay, so we have Y equals negative X over 2. Can somebody click one more time for me? Okay, so Jimmy's mama gave him 2 apples. That boy got hungry because he was walking and he decided he couldn't wait. So our apple right here beside the Y, it's going to go down because it's a negative. So because he ate the 2 apples, our arrow is going to point down into the X. It's not going to go up into the Y because it's not a plus. So our next one, did that one work? So Miss Dominique, show that the variable X and Y are related by each of the formulas shown below. Create a graph for each formula and make up the reason for the shape of the graph. Y equals 10X.
All right, so as you see, Y equals 10X. So we have our graph, and our X is 0, our Y is 0. So it meets right there in the middle where you see the 0. And then our X is 1 and our Y is 10. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over 1 and you're going to go up 10, okay? So that's going to let you know that we're going up. And as you say, since the airplane takes off the runway, he must stop New York Airport to refuel and to go to China. So our slope is 10, our y-intercept is 0. Okay, Miranda, suppose that the variables X and Y are related by each of the formulas shown below. Create a graph for each of the formula and make up a reason for the shape of the graph.
Okay, our formula is Y equals X over 2. We're squaring it. So Tweety Bird started from a sitting position on top of a building. That's where we have our little, our curve right there. We have a curve. And then he's going to go up in the air to meet his flock, and he's going to migrate for the winter. Tweety Bird is missing off our page. I guess he already flew away. But because it's a positive and it's a square, it's going to double itself with it. So it's going to point up. We're not going to go down because it's not negative. Right. So our slope is going to go that way. There's Tweety Bird, and he'll fly up to the top. Okay. Miss Dominique, suppose that the variable Y and X are related by each of the formulas shown below. Your equation is Y equal, we on the next one. Sorry. Demonstrate percentage and fractions of each portion of figures in red.
All right, so as you see for our first figure, it's 1/5 because 1 is shaded, okay? So the 1 is shaded is red. So then that'll be the 1 on the top. And then we count the other ones, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with this, so it'll be a total of 1/5. So that our percentage is 1/5, which equals 0.2 times 100, gives us 20%. The same with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our fraction is 4/10. So we will do 0.4 times 100, and that gives us 40%. Our next one is, we have 1 shaded, And our other one is not shaded. So that's 1/2. And our percentage would be 0.5 times 100 equals 50%. So that was pretty easy because it shows you on here what's shaded. And it's a little, common sense to tell you what's what and how to kind of, equal it out. Miranda, demonstrate that if the area of the yellow hexagon is the whole, then the remaining pattern blocks have areas that are approximately 16.67%, 19.2%, 33.3%, 38.5%, and 50%.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dominique. When we're talking about area, we're talking about the inside of the hexagon. The hexagon is going to represent all the shapes that can fit into it. So when we think about it, when we're little, we have these puzzles and we put them all together to see what they do. A hexagon is going to be the same thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our triangle. Now, our green triangle right here, we're going to figure, okay, how many of these are going to fit in there? Well, I don't think there's going to be that many in there because it comes out to 16.67%. So our next shape is, what is our next shape? Our next shape is going to be a tan rhombus. And we figure, okay, it's long, it's going to fit in there. We don't have that many. And that one is going to be 19.2. So our next shape after the tan rhombus is a blue rhombus. I did not know blue rhombuses until I started learning. I thought this was just a blue diamond, but hey, it's a rhombus. So we'll fit inside our hexagon, and we're going to get 33.3% from our rhombus. Our next shape that we're going to try to, fit in there is our awesome square. Everybody knows what a square is. It's got 4 sides. They're all equal. You think it's going to fit in there. It's better than the other one, but we only got 38.5%. So our last shape that we're going to try to get up in there, this is a trapezoid. Anybody think that's Domino's top? It is, but it's called a trapezoid. Okay, this guy is going to fill up half. You can put 2 of these together to make 1. So it's going to be 50%. So, Miss Dominique, there are 3 common types of percentage problems. Okay, our first one we're going to look at is find the percent. Give A and B what percent P of B is A.
All right, so as you see here, we're going to read it, and as you sit down, okay, I sit down to a salad. Okay, I sit down to a salad for dinner, and I have a 10 and 10 tomatoes. My 50-year-old walks up, notices my tomatoes, and sweet talks me into giving him 5 of them. What percentage of my tomatoes did I give him? Well, right here, as you see, B is A, so A equals Laquela's tomatoes, which is 10, as you see. Stephen tomatoes is 5, right here. So you do 5 over 10 equals 0.5 times 100, and that gives us 50%, okay? So we have our 10 here, and his 5. So that's how we got the 50.
You tell him to quit being rude and taking your 5 tomatoes.
Miranda, find the part given a percent P in the whole. What is a P percent of B?
Okay, this part we're going to find the part. So in order to find parts, we have to know what parts are. Parts are percentages of the whole. So we have our joules up here. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 blue joules. Kyle has 6 blue joules, and Julie has 8 blue joules. What we're going to do is we're going to find the percentage of yellow joules that Julie has. because in order to find part, you have to know the whole. So what we're going to do, see, that's a part, and together two parts make a whole. That's how we find our percentages. So our next one, what we're going to do, our fraction, we're going to put 6 over 8. And this is how we're going to get our percentage. We're going to divide that, and it's going to give us 1.33%. That is how many joules Julie has out of all of them together. Okay, Miss Dominique, find the whole given part at the P percentage of the whole. What is the whole?
All right, so I'm sorry, y'all, excuse my voice. So, Laquela, I ordered 3 pizzas. Laquela ordered 3 pizzas. Steven wanted cheese and Laquela wanted pepperoni. What percentage was pepperoni and cheese? All right, so 1/4 equals size parts of a whole, and then 1 of 2 equal size parts of a whole. 2 1/2, which means mixed number, a number which has whole numbers and a fraction. So there's 2 and there's 1/2. So that means we're trying to find out my percent, Steven's cheese. So we got 3 over 2 equals 1.5, which equals 1 1/5. So the percent would be 50%. Miranda, I love pizza. Pepperoni is my favorite. Create a proportional reasoning scenario, then create a table and a graph to show the rate of a proportional change.
Okay, so we're going to take a trip to Disneyland. You know,
right.
Since we're all quarantined house, we might as well. So what we're looking at, I need one more click. Okay, we're looking at, we are driving to Disneyland. We stop at 224 miles and pump 8 gallons of gas. They must have a truck. The next stop was at 280 miles and pumped 10 gallons of gas. The last stop, we drove 112 miles and pumped 4 gallons of gas. How many miles, K represents miles, did we get for 1 gallon of gas? So our equation that we're going to do is A over B equals C over D. If you click one more time for me. Okay, here's our equation. This is how we're going to start. A over B over C over D. So we're going to start with the first one. 8, we're going to put on the top, 24, we're going to put on the bottom. We're trying to find out for 1 gallon. I know I didn't put the little 1 number up there, but that's a 1. So we're going to put K over 1. Then we're going to break it down. Then we're going to have A, B equals D, and C, B and C. So we'll go cross. Okay, then we're going to go 8 times 1 equals 224K. So what we're doing is we're trying to get the K by itself. If you'll click one more time, we're going to, that's going to cancel out the 224 where the K is and get it by itself. So it's going to be 8 over 224 equals 28. So K equals 28. The car travels 28 miles for every 1 gallon of gas. Now, if we do the same thing with 10 and 280 and 4 and 112, they all equal 28. So that's just one way to solve our proportional because it is proportional.
That's neat how you did that.
It took me a long time to realize that's what I was doing.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you some other time, and we hope you understood where we came from. Thank you, and bye.
Have fun watching our review.